It's the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast.
Hello, this is episode 177 of the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. I'm Michael Ball, and once again I'm joined by my ever-faithful co-host, a man who knows more about science fiction than just about anybody else who knows about science fiction. And that is, by the gods of science fiction himself, Martin Fowler. Hello, Martin.
Hello, how is everybody?
Fine, thank you. We weren't sure we were going to do this today because all sorts of things have been going on in our personal lives, but we thought, you know what, we're going to plod on, we're going to do this, and we're going to talk about a film from the 1960s, which I hadn't seen for probably about 20 plus years. I'd almost forgotten it. It was that far away, but when I watched it all, have you ever had a film where you watched it and you really only really vaguely remember it, and as you watch it, all the memories come back from the first time you've watched it in the past?
Yeah, but it's always lingered at the back of your mind.
Yeah, but this one really had almost been deleted from my hard drive, my mental hard drive. But there's just, it was like it was downloading the memories as I was watching it. It's very strange. But there we go. So, what have we got news-wise? I heard... did we talk about the...
June's out on Friday.
Yes. And I want to review the first part with you soon. We're going to do that because I've only seen it once. I liked it a lot, but I want to see it again, especially before watching part 2. There's a brand new Walking Dead series. I can't remember what it's called now, but I watched episode 1 yesterday. I really enjoyed it. Rick Grimes is back, and something happens to him in the first. I won't give you any spoilers, but it had some surprises in episode 1, which I thought was good. So for long-term Walking Dead fans, if you can get to see it, it's well worth watching out. And of course, modern series now are very short. There was a Star Trek Universe, Star Trek Discovery's final trailer for season 5. I have heard some interesting information though about this. In the actual trailer, you see what appears to be they're on a Constitution class ship at one point, and they're also in. It looks like they're in the Strange New World sick bay, and in the sick bay on a panel is an emblem of the Mirror Universe. So I think we're going to have some interesting ideas here. Don't
say that. Don't say that.
No, I know.
Don't say that. You know what'll happen.
All right, sorry. Okay.
Well, watch the first 2 episodes, and it'll be like, do you know, there's potential here.
You said that last year.
And week 3 will come, and then it'll start.
And it'll start to sort of peter out.
And then we'll get the final episode. It'll be one over dramatic thing again.
With Burnham crying and whispering, and then like,
yes.
All right. That's what I heard. Anyway, that's the only thing that's coming up that I'm really looking forward to at the moment, because there's just nothing else going on much.
No.
I still haven't seen Halo yet. I know that they're showing season 2 of that, but I should try that at some point. I'm really behind. I'm still behind with For All Mankind. I still haven't seen Foundation season 2. I don't know what's wrong with it. I just can't seem to get into anything at the moment. I watched Classic V, the mini-series, again. I haven't seen it for a while. I saw the V and then the final battle. I loved it. I thought it was great. And I really, like I said, I'm going to review the remake at some point soon with you. It just didn't hold a candle to the original, in my opinion. But we'll have to see how it goes. All right, how about anything else news-wise? I mean, we're going to make a short one, so we'll probably go into the focus of the week quite quickly today and just do our 40-minute limitation on Zoom, which is a bit annoying. Anything else you're in?
Yep, nothing. I've seen nothing. Just June, that's it.
Okay, that's all right. That should be good, though. Like I said, have you heard any reviews yet? I don't know if any reviews have come out for part 2 yet.
Not yet, no.
So
I've heard a lot of people that the critics are saying it's good, so.
Okay, all right, that's good. Brilliant, okay. All right, on that note then, let's go into a very old, pretty old film, but it's worth a review. Here we go. So this is our focus of the week. Here we go.
It's the
Solar Sci-Fi
focus of the week.
Right, so this is a film which I watched, like I said already in this episode. I watched it a while back, and I liked it. And that is, of course, Robinson Crusoe on Mars, which I don't know if it's ever been that well known in sci-fi circles. What do you think of this film, Martin? Tell me about it.
It's sort of well known. It has a cult following. It's an interesting film. It's Robinson Crusoe on Mars. It's only been on TV a couple of times. That's when I saw it when I was about 6 and never forgot it. And then I caught it in the 90s on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'd not seen it since then. And I just think it's an amazing film.
Yeah.
I think they really tried with the B movie back at the time with that.
Would you consider it a pure B movie or something above that?
Definitely above the B movie.
That's what I was going to say, because as you said that, I thought, no, it's not B movie.
But it had that 50s sort of thing about it, didn't it? You know.
Well, it's made in '64, but I know what you mean.
Oh,
It had that
60,
50s vibe.
yeah.
That sort of B movie vibe, but it was slightly later, and I think that production-wise, the thing is, you see, this film is. Really holds up because I think his name is Paul Manty is the actor that plays the main character, and you know it's always tough with these sort of films because when you've got one actor who's really carrying the movie, because apparently his character is Commander Christopher Kit Draper, USN. That is the character.
Yeah, they always have names like that, didn't
Kits, yeah, it's like a call sign or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he was very good. I don't know whether I did recognise him when I seen him, but I don't know whether I recognise the actor from seeing him the first time in this movie, or whether I'm just looking at his sort of filmography or whatever, and what else he's been in, and I'm trying to think of other stuff that I might have seen him in. Let's have a look. Yeah, no, it's in Apollo. Oh no, Apollo 13 is a reporter apparently, and must have been a small role in that. But I think that this is one of those films where, you know, I just remembered him the first time round. You know, when you see a face of an actor and you think, oh, I know him from somewhere, but the actual films listed, I don't recognise hardly any of these films. So it's strange because I would have thought that this would have been very good for his career. I'm really tired today. What else? I mean, there's some interesting other connections with this movie, which I thought was interesting. I mean, Adam West, aka 60s Batman, he makes a small appearance in this. He's only in it for the because you see him at the beginning, and then his escape shuttlecraft crashes or capsule crashes, and he dies, and then. The other guy is Victor Linden as Good Friday. He was just called Friday.
Man Friday.
Man Friday. What did you think of his character?
Well, have you ever seen the classic Robinson Crusoe black and white series?
I don't know if I have. I don't think I did. Was it it must be quite a strong parallel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. He teaches him to speak and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
I like the concept that where he came from, his race had been enslaved by the aliens that are mining Mars.
Yeah. And obviously the aliens, we only see their ships. We don't see
no, we do
aliens.
see them. We do see them.
When do we see them? When do we see them? Oh, yes,
they're
we do.
guarding. Yeah,
Yes.
they've got big helmets on.
That's right,
and they're
guarding.
guarding.
We do.
And they're guarding the slave people. I think they're meant to be like Indians out there or something, like. Do you know what I mean? Like some kind of people, and they're peaceful. And I don't think they're from Mars either. I don't think they actually are from Mars.
No, because we see their ships, which are literally ripped off from the 1953 War of the Worlds ships.
Yeah.
But they got rid of the actual main gooseneck heat ray, and there's some other small little changes into it. But I love because I've always loved the design of the 1953 movie War of the Worlds machines. But apparently They were recreated, those models from scratch. I think the original models were destroyed or lost or something. But I was just surprised that why they actually decided just to copy so closely to the 1953 models. You would have thought that they would have just seen them and thought, oh, that's quite a good design, but do it slightly different. But they literally, they even have the same sound effects on the actual rays when they're firing down on the planet's surface from the actual. And as a sound guy, I'm always into sound effects and stuff, as you know. I just thought that was a nice tie-in. Now, there's one aspect to this movie which got on my nerves. One aspect. And we see so many scenes of this character, and I wish they'd had. It was the one thing that got on my nerves, the monkey. I got a bit fed up with.
Yes, I would have eaten it. I would have eaten it.
Yeah, because I mean the monkey never
But
stopped
would
eating.
you? I mean, you were surviving, and the monkey eats you or the monkey. I mean, I'll probably get shot down for saying that. But the monkey might have been looking at it and thinking, I might eat you.
Yeah. I mean,
There could have been that, you know.
it could, yeah. And there's lots and lots of scenes of him like giving the monkey. They had these sausage plants, which I thought was quite bizarre. It's so weird when I watched it. All these things came back, and these plants that are like under the water, and he peeled them, and they look like just normal sausages underneath it, and he was eating them, and he even called them sausages later on, which I thought was a bit bizarre. And of course, the monkey liked it. Of course, another aspect about some of the... Go on.
I like the background scenery. I found that quite fascinating. The optics, what they used. I found all that quite... For the time, I thought that was quite...
The visuals were good.
They actually did manage to make it look like an alien. Where he lives in that cave, I was quite impressed with that.
Yeah. I thought the visuals actually did work quite well.
Yeah.
You could tell that they did try their best.
I think they used probably the latest technology of what they could do at that time in that film.
Yeah, well, it's mid-60s, so even by then, compared to the 50s, they kind of accelerated.
I liked his ship as well. The ship he had.
Yeah, okay.
The ship. I loved it. There was some sort of thing. It was yellow, and
It kept going around in circles. It kept flying around.
Yeah, because they were down on planet, and all it did was just keep flying around Mars all the time.
Eventually, he just destroyed it, which I don't know why he did that.
I think it crashed. It crashed somewhere. It came down.
I thought it was a self-destruct. Oh, maybe you're right.
It might have been a self-destruct.
I think he did self-destruct. But I kind of like, seriously, I've seen so many scenes of it go, like that.
Just flying it, and I'm like, well, what's the bloody point?
What's the point of that? Yeah. And and also, I mean, was it at this point that this was like a very early space probe to Mars? There wasn't any other main sort of Earth ships nearby.
Well, there was a second ship out on patrol that picked him up, so I think the human race was starting to expand out the first level of going into deep solar system exploration. But then where did the aliens come from? Because I found them quite interesting, you know.
It wasn't explained. It was never explained.
No, it would have been. I found that a very interesting concept. There was a new race coming into some kind of area, you know. Are they from the solar system? I found that really interesting. When I saw them, I became really interested in them. It would have been if we'd have had some interaction with them. It would have been, I think, would have been quite good.
So, but Friday wasn't one of that alien race. It was a different race, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a slave race, yeah.
He was a slave race. But were they on Mars? Were they Martians? Was he...
I don't think so. I think they were brought there to mine.
There were two separate races.
Okay,
that's right, you're right. They were mining something for the others. That's right. Now you said that, it's come back to me.
And when he did a runner and they were hiding in cave system, they were destroying cervical. They were tracking him as well, and he had some tracker
bracelets. He had the bracelet things.
That were it. Yeah.
And they were trying to cut them off because they were tracking them, which is quite as interesting. Other aspects are the science was a bit dodgy with regard to how he could be able to breathe. And in the end, what happened was he had 2 cylinders of oxygen for the first half an hour of the movie, and it was running out. And he thought, he's only got like a few days of air left. And eventually, he found these rocks, which he heated up or something, and it gave off a gas, which is oxygen, and it actually oxygenated the cave, even though it probably would have been sucked out straight away because of the. I don't know. I didn't mind the goofy. I mean, again, you know.
Well, he did have that video monitor. It seemed to have answers to everything with that scientist.
That's right. Yeah,
That television thing. I mean, dragging all that equipment around. I mean, you know, I mean, since the VHS player. I mean, it were all just a bit. You know, every time that, and this is what we think you do on that, and suddenly we're doing it. You know, the monkey, I agree, got on my nerves.
Yeah.
There was no need to have that in the film, really.
No,
I know the one.
Got on my nerves, the bloody monkey. Didn't like the monkey.
Yeah.
Didn't like that. I suppose one thing is, do you think that this film was, say, an inspiration for films in the future? I'm slightly reminded of The Martian for some reason. I don't know whether that's just a coincidence. What do you think?
No, I think Robinson Crusoe is taken from the famous book. Robinson Crusoe. They made that TV series about the same time, and I think the TV series was a massive global. It was black and white. I think it was European, and interesting. There's that in the episode. He follows his own footprints in every. He thinks somebody, because he's been there so long on this island, he keeps following his footprints because you know there's only him there. And then one day he sees extra footprints.
That's right.
And they copied a lot of that. They took so much from the TV series, but the film, it's very strongly based on the TV series. The same TV series where pirates attack the island and then on Friday. They set up traps and because he finds things like cannons and abandoned stuff. And they fight off the pirates. So I assume the slavers in the film were meant to be the pirates, you know. And I think Friday escaped from them in the series. But yeah, I mean, but it does veer off quite a lot as well. It sort of the monkey and other stuff. And the other guy when Batman comes back to save him at the end. Yeah.
I mean, do you think it was a bit of a goofy idea just to make it a science fiction version of Robinson Crusoe, or what?
Well, I mean, it's just another. Not really, because it's like you start with the book, then we got the film, the Disney movie at the time. There were some, and then there was some. There's been numerous. That's what Lost in Space is based on all this. Space Family Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Lost in Space. The Robinson family, and Lost in Space was out at the same time as this film coming out.
You're right. I hadn't thought about that. It's about same year.
Because Disney did. There's been that many iterations of Robinson Crusoe in different environments.
Yeah.
Same character, and so I don't think it added anything new. I think the film stands out of how it was. The story's good, and like you said, the visuals and the optics are excellent. And there's something about the character that draws you in, and I found that quite fascinating. There is something about it. It's not the best film, but there's something about it, and I have to agree with you on that. But it's you know, but this came out. There was a Robinson Crusoe Disney film or Robinson Family at that time. You know, when Disney made them awful movies, they did one.
Okay.
And there's just another iteration of the story, but because we love science fiction, I think this is why we're more drawn into it. I think you're right. I wouldn't say The Martian is taken from it.
No.
But there is massive parallels there.
I was just when I watched
concept.
When I watched it, it was a guy alone trying to survive, trying to find food, trying to be able to breathe. And even though it is different, there were some parallels there, definitely.
Definitely.
And I did like The Martian, actually. But I just wonder.
I love The Martian. Have we covered that?
No, we've got to do that one.
Right, add that to the list.
On the list, yeah. Adding a lot of research. But the thing is, I just wonder whether they should have called it Robinson Crusoe on Mars. I mean, I imagine that they gave that name so that people say, "Oh, I love Robinson Crusoe. Oh, look, it's on." I don't know. I just wonder if it was needed to be associated with the original story, or whether they could have just had a different name and just made it a slightly more of a parallel situation and got rid of the monkey.
No, you didn't need monkey. The monkey was put in there to look cute and add a bit of comedy.
It wasn't funny. It was just annoying.
No, it was. I found it annoying. It just got him into that. I mean, I would not have wanted to be stuck on that planet with that thing.
No.
And all it did was think of itself anyway, you know.
Eating all the time. All it ever did was eat and just sort of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's it. I don't think there's much else.
There's not much else to say about it. No, it's a bit of a.
So we will see you next week. Thank you for watching.
Bye. Live long and prosper. No, I suppose really it's time to. Well, let's rate it first of all. Let's just see what we gave it out of 10. I'm not going to give it a mega high rating. I think for me, I will give it 6.5.
I'm doing it for prosperity from 1 hour a kid. I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay, so very similar.
Not the best film I've seen, but there's something about it where you do watch it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll just see if there's anything else about it before we wrap up, because this is going to be a very, very short episode. But yeah, it was all right. I just wonder whether I don't know. There's something about it. I just wonder whether it was really needed to be made. I don't know. I suppose. I don't know.
I suppose you could have made a TV series out of it.
Well, yeah. But I suppose then you go back to Lost in Space, though, which is a similar premise.
Well, no, you just set it on a planet with a dude trying to survive. First episode, he starts eating the monkey. Sorry.
I hated that bloody monkey.
No, I just.
I'm looking at the actual.
I'd just like to say, by on the Solo One Sci-Fi podcast, we do not condone cruelty to monkeys.
No, unless they're in space on Mars and they eating plant sausages and
yes,
get just basically in every scene all the time the bloody monkey. Just get rid of the bloody monkey.
Yes.
Let me just quickly look at the critic reactions for the time. So it says Robinson Crusoe on Mars did not do well at the box office. Film reviews, Glenn Erickson opinion was, despite laudable efforts from all concerned, the film didn't click with audiences. Indifferent distribution was blamed, but it was also likely that the public preferred to see the astronauts on the 6 o'clock news. I don't know why would they be on the 6 o'clock news? I don't understand that. Film historian Leonard Matin considered Robinson Crusoe on Mars a surprisingly agreeable reworking of the classic Defoe story, beautifully shot in Death Valley. Oh, was it shot in Death Valley by Winston C. Hock? The film's intimate nature helped it play better on TV than most widescreen space films. I don't know whether it would work better on a. I don't know. I quite like it.
It's an odd one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just that it doesn't seem to fit anywhere, does it? That film. It's just
no,
an odd
like
one.
somebody's saying it works better to watch it on the telly than watch it on the cinema.
Yeah, I think
maybe.
I don't think I'd see that at cinema.
No. It says in Time Out reviewed editor John Pym saw Robinson Crusoe on Mars as intelligently imaginative sci-fi. Most remarkably, director Haskin avoids sentimentality when dealing with the monkey. Such is the issue of sensitivity of the bloody monkey. And Kevin Thomas in the Los Angeles Times said Robinson Crusoe on Mars has superb special effects, which I agree for its time, and strong performances by its space-aged hero. I agree. His Man Friday was an interesting monkey named Mona. No. Oh, sorry. His Man Friday and an irresistible monkey. Yeah, he seems to go back to food again, isn't he? Named Mona. The film's overall design and the careful composition of each scene makes it a work of art. I don't know.
I agree with some of that, but not all of it. It's some. For me, it just pops up on TV early hours at morning. You're up, you're back. Oh, this looks interesting.
Yeah. Okay. The last thing, it says at the film review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, whatever, however you say it, Robinson Crusoe on Mars has an overall rating of 94%, with an average single viewer rating of 6.5 out of 10, with 62% of that audience liking it.
The big question, is it one to have in the collection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's keepable. You know,
I think that's how we should start rating stuff. Actually, would you
mean,
have
well,
it in the
like
collection?
or we could keep a ball or dump a ball or something like that. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Would you have it? See, you imagine a video shelf, movies are in there. Would you have that in your collection?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, would you? Yeah, it would. Because it's something you pull out every now and again. Because it's such an The thing is, the film is so odd and unusual. You're prone into watch it. So, that's it. Yeah, I'd have it. Yeah, it passes for me.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of doing that. If it's one from the movie collection or whether it's just
Yeah,
it's just sort of like nah. Yeah, okay.
Right, that's the new thing. We'll start them.
We'll add that with the actual rating out of 10.
And then the rating. Yeah, one for the collection and the rating.
All right, brilliant, Martin.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, so I
So
think
what we're doing next week?
Well, I know you've got things going on your end. My shout out to Malcolm, who wants to do the review of the Peter Cushing Doctor Who movies. Apparently, he's already watched. He's going through the long slog of the first Cushing movie, and he's saying it's quite hard to get through. But I found that. I said to him that 2150 AD is better, and he agreed. Obviously we'll discuss it off air, but we'll either do something recording this week, maybe, or we'll do something because it depends on when he's available. I'd like him to be on board because he wants to join us for a while. And it's always nice to have a guest on from time to time. But I will see what you're doing. If you're not available, maybe I could record it with him. Would you mind maybe if I did that? If you're not available,
I will know more what's going on by. Later this week. Can't make any fixed plans at the moment.
What we'll do is we'll have something on soon, either with Martin or with Malcolm. We'll probably be doing the Doctor Who next, and then that should be certainly one for a bit of interesting conversation. So, Martin, thank you very much. It's been a bit of a weird one this week, but we've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But we've got the episode recorded and it's out there, which is the most important thing.
Done.
So, Martin, thank you very much. We'll see you next time on the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast.
Live long and prosper. Yeah.